What was the worst career advice that you have listened?
Take your time. Take your time and let things come to you. It was bullshit. If you want something, you need to go and get it. You need to be able to speak to why you deserve that thing. Because a lot of people will overlook you and give what you deserve to someone else. So for everything you do, make sure that you can communicate what you're doing. Yeah, so go for it. That was what I would say.
Is there any best career advice that you've heard?
The best career advice I would say is just like ask meaningful questions. Actually, no, just ask questions, period. Whether it's meaningful or not, the more questions you ask, the more you understand. So ask questions and go for it. That's what I would say.
That's your advice.
That's my advice. Ask questions and go for it. And I'll add one more thing. Dream big. Dream as big as you can possibly dream, even delusionally big. Because a lot of the times you are living in the dream of somebody 10 years before. Like, we are currently living in a dream of Elon Musk or Warren Buffett or Jeff Bezos from 10, 15 years ago. So if you want to have everybody live in your dream 20 years from now, dream as big as you can possibly dream.
That's cool. I think this is the best advice to someone.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
First of all, thank you for this.
No problem, no
Yes,
problem.
I like it.
I like meeting people that are into learning about other people and culture.
Oh, really?
Especially because we are all from a different place. We are all from somewhere that is new to us. So every time you go to somewhere new, you have to at least appreciate where people come from. So thank you for talking to me.
Me too. Then, first of all, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, so my name is Humphrey Narte. I was born in Ghana, West Africa. So one thing about me is I really care about sustainability. So everything I have done, every decision I've made since I graduated college was to align myself into sustainability. So in terms of careers I've had, I currently work for the battery industry. And my goal is to make sure that we limit our carbon emissions as much as possible.
That's cool. Then, what is your dream?
Well, what is my dream? My dream is to build a sustainable city in Ghana, Africa. That is my dream. It is a 26-year dream, and it's gonna take significant effort, but I am ready for the challenge. I believe that Africa is the next horizon when it comes to development, and for the world to be truly sustainable, Africa needs to be sustainable. And so yes, that's my dream, to build a sustainable city in Ghana.
That's true. Then, do you have any financial goals?
Oh.
If it's like a bit lewd, then...
Oh, no, that's fine. Yeah, my financial goals, I want to be a billionaire.
Really?
Yeah, because if I want to be able to achieve my dream, which is to build a sustainable city in Ghana, I will need capital for that. And yeah, capital is energy. You use that capital to manifest whatever dream you have. So hence why my financial goal is to make as much money as I can possibly make.
Then, is the startup is the way to accomplish?
Yeah, who knows? Because I mean, with joining a startup, you get equity. Right, so if the startup grows, your wealth also grows. But that's too early to be able to say that because the company's only been around for 2 years. So.
Thank you. Then, were there any moments of burnout?
Yes, I used to work for a company called McKinsey. It's one of the biggest consulting firms. I had a great opportunity to learn from the best, but the industry itself is very hectic, working 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. So during that phase, I went through some burnout because I did not necessarily think that the work I was doing aligned with my passion, which was sustainability. So when you are doing more work and your work doesn't go with what your passion and purpose is, that's when you get burnout. Burnout does not mean you overwork. You can overwork, but when you are working on something that you currently are passionate about, you actually get energized to work more. You know, for me, burnout means that I'm doing a lot of work, but the work is not meaningful. And how I was able to get past the burnout is accepting that had to find something that aligned with my ikigai, that aligned with my purpose, that aligned with my passion, investing my time and my effort into that.
That's cool. I think that is very helpful for anyone who is in the burnout.
Yeah.
Then, what is your major?
So I studied chemical engineering at Rutgers University.
Then, why did you go to that major?
So Initially, my parents wanted me to be a doctor. Strict African parents. But I realized that I like to solve high-level questions, right? Questions that affect a lot of different people, not just one person. And I thought chemical engineering was, number one, with engineering, you're solving problems. And with chemical engineering, there is chemistry in everything. So I made the switch from going to med school to studying engineering because I wanted to be very dynamic, right? Look at different problems and be able to solve it. I eventually realized that the problem I wanted to solve was around sustainability. And my engineering experience came in really handy. My chemical engineering experience came in really handy because I was in the battery industry. Battery is like chemistry. And so, yeah, it was one of the rare occasions where I randomly picked a degree, but it ended up being exactly what I had to study in order to solve the problems that I'm interested to solve, which is sustainability.
That's cool. Then, if you have any chance to change your major, then what would it be?
I would not change my major. I mean, because a lot of people think like, at first they were like, oh, if you're a computer engineer or computer science, you are basically secure. And then AI came along. And a lot of computer science people are now being automated. So there is no perfect degree or major. There is only what you can do with it.
Then I know that you are graduated in your high school at Ghana, is it right?
I only spent 1 year of high school in Ghana. I came to the US for like sophomore year of high school. So I spent some time in the US, yeah.
Then in your experience, what is the biggest difference between Ghana and USA?
One of the biggest differences, in Ghana you had to specialize your major in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So in high school is when if you wanted to go to be a doctor, you start doing sciences. If you wanted to be an accountant, you start doing like accounting level math in high school. In the US, there is a lot of opportunity to go to higher education, right? Because you can get scholarships to go to university. So in terms of the coursework, Ghana was harder because there's a lot of competition, right? There's a lot of smart people with not enough money. So people are working extra hard because education is the key to get out of poverty. But in the US, if you work hard in high school or in college and you focus, you would find the right opportunities to elevate you. So I think that's the difference.
That's cool. So my next question is, what do you do for a living?
So I currently work for a battery startup called Metrochem. We focus on producing ion-based cathodes, which is the safest and the cheapest type of lithium-ion batteries, right? We don't use nickel or cobalt, which are very rare and very expensive. And so that makes our batteries much more sustainable. And my job is a business development manager for Metrochem, which basically means I am in charge of scaling up the company from an R&D focused company to a commercial company that can sell large amounts of cathode materials to electrical vehicle makers, to energy storage, grid operators, things like that. So to simplify, my job is to scale up a startup and find customers who would purchase our cathode material.
So are you passionate about that?
Yes, because a lot of the raw materials and cathode materials that are used for electrical vehicles are made in China. But in order for us to be resilient, in order for US to be supply chain resilient, we need to find a way to move some of that supply to the US. And my company is at the cutting edge of that. We are one of the first ion-based cathodes manufacturer in the US. So that comes with a lot of, I don't want to say pressure, but it comes with a lot of effort that needs to happen, right? There's a lot of things that need to happen for, let's say, the Teslas, the GMs, and the other car manufacturers to be able to find the raw materials that they need in the US. Right now, they're just getting it from China.
That's cool. Then how do you get that job?
How did I get that job? Yeah, so I got that job through So the CEO of the company is also ex-McKinsey. So he recruited me through my old company. And the reason why my skills was perfect for this role was you needed it, and a balance between technical understanding of the chemistry and the technology, as well as the business mind, to be able to like figure out what the high level implications of all these moving parts is. So I need to be able to talk to the business people as well as talk to the technical people, right? And they speak different languages. So as a result, being a consultant but having a chemical engineering background was the perfect fit for this role. And fun fact, I was actually in Costa Rica on vacation when I had the interview for this new job. So that's a long story for a different day. But yes, this was the perfect role for me. Number one, because it aligned with my passion for sustainability. And number two, it leverages my skill set.
That's cool. Then what's the best part of your job?
Oh, it's going to these conferences and meeting with different players in the sustainability industry. Like for every single new industry that's created, right, there's a few people that were in the early stages of it. For example, when Google started, right, when the internet started, there's a lot of things, all the different apps like the Facebook, Twitter, all that was happening in the Bay Area, right? And so being at the front of an emerging market, which is, for e-mobility, battery for home energy storage, seems like a very important role, especially for a black person, because a lot of the times we are not in those rooms, right? So by me being in those rooms, I could advocate for equity when I'm in those spaces. So that makes me happy.
Okay, then do you think we should read books?
Yes, books is how you learn. A book gives you a window into somebody's mind. If you are intrigued by how somebody thinks or the ideas, reading a book would basically put their brain into your brain for a short amount of time. So yes, you read books so that you get a different perspective other than your own.
Then can you recommend your best books?
I'll give you one. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And I'll give you a second one. It's called Magic Words. So I love books about communication, right? So because I thought that was one of my weaknesses is being able to communicate. But through reading, it's become better.
Okay, so let's finish the interview.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much, bro.
I appreciate you.
Yes, me too.
This was fun, man.